Hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. I am Kashif Kamran. With the December 22 AAA exams just a month away, this is the right time to find the right study strategy which you should all adopt in the last 30 days ahead of your exams. So let's start to investigate what is the right study strategy which you should take from now up to the day of your exams. First of all, it's very, very important that each one of you implement your own strategy because that is a wise approach. Because every one of you knows your own limitations, your own challenges, your own constraints, whether you are doing a job, whether you are a full-time student, how much time can you give each day, how much time can you give over a week, over the weekends. So you know exactly your own ground realities. So devising your own strategy is the best way from now to the day of exam, rather than you adopt a strategy of someone and you start to follow it. Because you need to sit down and you need to develop your own timetable. And you need to ensure that every day from now onwards is crucial, is important, and you need to invest uh, in each day towards your success in the upcoming exam. So try to understand your challenges, your obstacles, your constraints, your limitation, when you can study, when you cannot study. Are you getting any off from your job? Are you not getting any off from your job? What will be the time period of the holidays from job, etc. And try to formulate a timetable. You might be doing more than one paper in December. So that again, that would be a challenge as well. So you need to really understand your ground realities. You need to analyze them. You need to evaluate them and then pen down something which is better for you. And then stick to it up to the day of exam, not amending it. Try to make a very concrete looking timetable and stick to it. Because if you're not sticking to the timetable, you're deviating from it. Then again, the chances of giving a very good exam sitting on the 5th of December would be difficult. So implementing your own strategy is a wise approach. I will be giving you some suggestions. You can incorporate those suggestions in your strategy you are making, looking at your own scenario. But again, at the end of the day, it is your own strategy which will make you pass in the upcoming exams. Now, what is the right strategy? What you should be focusing on is extremely important. Now, in terms of the right strategy, what I believe you should be doing in the last 30 days, because see, at this point in time, doing everything is not possible. So what you should be focusing on, let's look at that in a holistic manner. First of all, you need to take command of the core areas. I'll just be highlighting them shortly. Number two, you need to ensure the new articles and you have a grip and a command on the new articles which has been published by the examining team in the recent months and the current issue. I'll be giving you the insights on that shortly again. Recent webinar and webinars, which one to watch ahead of the December one coming soon, which webinars you will be taking control of. Practice and the mock exams, how much you should be practicing and which mock exams you should be giving. Again, I will be going deep inside each one of them from my pie chart currently. Examiner reports, are they really beneficial? How many of them should be read in the last 1 month, and how to go about reading them. Professional marks, because that's the new addition in the AAA paper since September 22 exams. So knowing them and having a clear idea about how to get most of the 20 professional marks would be very, very impactful in these last 30 days. And finally, watching the upcoming December 22 webinar. So this is how things look like in terms of this pie chart, which has 7 slices. Now, each slice of this pie chart is extremely important, and I would be investigating each one of them, giving appropriate time to each of the slice so that this pie chart with 7 slices gets down into your study strategy for the last 30 days. Let's first start with controlling the key areas. Now we know the key areas in AAA, which are regular feature of 100 marks paper. Now, when you look at the past paper, when you practice the past paper, you know the areas in front of your screen are potential areas. And these are the areas where you need to take command of risk assessment, whether that is a business risk assessment or whether that is an audit risk assessment or a risk of material misstatement. You should be very clear. You must have practiced at least 3 to 4 past paper for every risk so that you can take control and command. And recent papers from 2020, 2021 and 2022, not doing old papers on risk assessment. Same goes with ethical issues. Recent papers of ethical issues, last 2 years, last 2.5 years would be a wise strategy. Doing ethical issues, identifying them, explaining them, going over the safeguards for ethical issues would be good enough. Quality management, we know the revision of the term. It's no more quality control, it's quality management. I will just be getting to the new articles on quality management shortly, which has been uploaded on by the examining team, and my guidance on the YouTube channel as well on the quality management. But again, around the quality management, even you can practice the older questions which used to have the terminology quality control, but recent papers on quality management like last 2 years, 2020, 2021, 2022 would be again a wiser strategy implementing the concept of quality management on the practice platform. Plenty of questions available for you to drill the quality management, particularly the practice exams on the practice platform would be good enough. I'll just be showing you the practice platform and the number of questions available once I go start investigating the practice in my slide as one slice of the pie chart. Evidence and procedures, again, a core area. You know how regular evidence and procedure comes in the exam paper. Having a clarity of evidence, having a clarity of a question which comes on evidence, asking you the methods and evidence in the working paper file, or a question asking for adequacy or sufficiency of evidence and commenting on that, or a typical question asking you recommending the procedures, primarily in the first question where you need to recommend procedures on accounting areas. Again, the last 2 years, last 2.5 years of past papers, recent past papers, 2020 to 2022 would be sufficient here. Audit report, you all know audit report is a critical area. So you need to invest a lot of time on audit report. Again, a recent 3 to 4 papers on audit report will give you the mindset of what your examiner exactly expects from you on audit report. Again, having a clear command on different key areas of audit report, key audit matters, material uncertainty relating to going concern, emphasis of a meta paragraph, which are regular feature, qualified opinions, disclaimer of opinions, adverse opinions, knowing the situations, when to put these opinions in, knowing the situations where a key audit matter would come in, knowing the situation where material uncertainty relating to going concern would come in, knowing the situation where other information para or other meta paragraph will come in. So this is where you need to be very strong on, because in audit report, your knowledge and the clarity of knowledge plays a very crucial part in attempting a very good answer to audit report. Audit report is such an easy syllabus area. If you have the right knowledge, you can even score full marks in a question on audit report and other assignments. Finally, we know other assignments have been a very regular feature of recent exam sittings, whether a question comes on review of prospective financial information or on forensic audit or on due diligence. And we know there is a recent addition in other assignments as well. And I'll just be focusing on that shortly when I look at the recent articles by the examining team. So taking command of the key areas is like extremely important. And I even publish on my social media, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Instagram, whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook, the articles you should be reading. So you can go down to any of my social media platforms. I will be giving you links of that at the end of my presentation today. And you can follow the recent articles, and you can follow the articles which you should be reading in the last 30 days ahead of your exam. So it's all about controlling the key areas. Right? From this point onwards, it's humanly impossible that you complete the 100% syllabus. The time for completing that is gone. Now it's the time to make a wise strategy. It's the time to take command of the key aspects of the AAA and taking command of like 70, 80% of the paper and try to do excellence in that and get success. New articles in recent months, that's extremely important. I hope you follow them on a regular basis. The new articles have come in two syllabus areas. In syllabus area C, which is the quality management, two articles have come in replacing the previous terminology of quality control and previous standards on quality control. The first one is the International Standards on Quality Management Part 1, ISQM 1, and you can see the hyperlink where you can go and read the article. Then there is an International Standards on Quality Management Part 2 and the ISA 220 revised. Again, a hyperlink is given where you can go down and read the article. Then another article has come in the syllabus area F, which is Assurance of Social, Environmental and Sustainability Information. And that is another assignment, syllabus area F. So examiner can ask you a question on assurance of social, environmental and sustainability information, like procedures or matters you should consider in accepting an engagement for social, environmental and sustainability information. This article has two parts, part 1 and part 2. So these are the new articles in recent months which you should be focusing on. And I hope you know the links where these articles are. You go to the web page where the technical articles are available for AAA, and then you can see that the articles are divided into different syllabus areas. Syllabus area C, quality management, where the two new articles have come in, and then in other assignments, syllabus area F, where the two new articles have come in. Also on my YouTube channel, if you go to my YouTube channel and you follow it, right on the first page of my YouTube channel, which is the home page of my YouTube channel, you go down and you see the very first line, which is the AAA Webinar to Success Digital Library, where you can follow all my previous webinars. You scroll down, you look at the 20 professional marks. Then you scroll down and you look at the AAA new technical articles. And over here, I've covered my videos on assurance on social, environmental, and sustainability information. I have made two videos for part 1 and part 2, so you can get guidance from here as well. And then I was talking about the International Standard on Quality Management. Right down here, you can see I've covered 4 videos on the International Standard on Quality Management, the part 1. The part 2 video is only exclusively available for my paid and registered student, but the part 1 is publicly available. So you can watch it and then you can do the part 2 from the examiner article. So you can get support from this YouTube channel and you can get support from the technical articles available on the website. So you should be familiar with the new articles because they can be impactful in the December 22 exams, and you should be prepared for that. So knowing the term quality management, because that is the term the examiner will be using, no more the term quality control. And again, examiner can give you a question on social, environmental, and sustainability information, might ask you writing procedures, might ask you writing matters, which you should consider when you are accepting an engagement. And if you have read the article, then writing the answer would be pretty easier for you. So be aware of the new articles and the guidance available on the YouTube channel for it. And if you are my registered student, my paid student, then obviously everything is available on my learning management system. Okay, the current issue, this current issue started to develop from September 22 exams in certain markets, because different types of papers are now established for different markets of the world for ACCA. I think in a certain market, there was like a 6 to 8 marks requirement on climatical risk and the auditor. This is an emerging issue and a current issue, and I've already covered this on my YouTube channel. You can see the hyperlink of my YouTube channel coming here. You can follow this article, climatical risk and the auditor. This is not basically the examiner article, but this is a current issue where you should have knowledge. And I've taken the relevance of this current issue from the September 22 mock exam, which was published by ACCA, which is now deleted from the practice platform. But in the September 22 mock exam, there was a question for 8 marks, which was on climatical risk and the auditor. So from there, I got the thought process that this might be the emerging and the current issue, which ACCA or the AAA examining team would be interested for all of you to know in. So you can link here, you can go back to my YouTube channel, and you can just go down into the videos from the home side. You go to the videos, and in the videos you can scroll down and down and down till the time you find this article on climatical risk. You keep scrolling down and you will find this article right here. Current issue in AAA, climatical risk and the auditor. This is right over here. So you can just click and watch this 52 minutes video and would be of benefit to you. So this is a current issue for December 22 exams. Be careful. Okay, the previous webinars you should be watching. You should be watching the previous webinars at this hyperlink. Again, my YouTube channel has a digital library of all my previous webinars, but I would prefer that you prioritize September 22 first and then go backward. Again, December 22 webinar will be uploaded by the mid of November, so you can catch on that later. But in the meantime, you can just watch the September 22 because that includes the professional marks, and then you can go backward to the June 22 and the December 21, looking at the technical aspects and the other syllabus areas. But if you want to get command on the professional marks, then you have to look into the September 22 webinar first. So these are the recent webinars you should be watching on my YouTube channel as part of your exam strategy for the last 30 days. So far in your exam strategy, you need to focus on the core areas, practice recent papers from 2020 onwards. You should be focusing on the new articles. You should be focusing on the current issues. You should be focusing on the recent webinars. So these are critical areas which should be part and parcel of your study strategy for the last 30 days. Practice. This is the most important part of your last 30 days and the most important part of the pie chart I developed at the start of the session. Practice holds the key. Now, in this last 30 days, you need to be on the practice platform. The more, the better. You cannot just say, okay, I'll download the PDF file and I'll take a pen and a paper and start writing my answer with pen and paper. No, you're not doing justice with your upcoming exams on the 5th of December. You need to be on the practice platform because that's the key. And you need to spend as much time practicing on the platform. Even if a question is not available on the practice platform, write the answer in a blank workspace. Write the answer in a word processor given in the blank workspace so that you are habitual of writing the answer on a word processor. You're habitual of looking at the interface of the practice platform. The more you look at it, the better familiarity you will have with the practice platform, and that would really benefit you on the day of exam. Now, the question comes here is how you practice and how much you practice. This is key. Now, I believe these are two questions having two different answers here. Number one, how you practice and how much. Let's first get over the easier part, how much you practice. Now, if you go to the practice platform, how much you practice, and you just look at the practice platform of ACCA, if I can just put that in front of your screen, I hope you can see it now. And in the practice platform, you click on the Advanced Audit and Assurance Plus, and you open it up. Then you have a blank workspace here. You can do any past paper here, which is not available on the practice platform. You can write in the answer at the blank workspace. Then you go to the international, you click on international, you have ACC official resources under international, and you click on the past exam library. Now in the past exam library, they have given you 5 papers, which are from 2020 to 2022. You have 1 paper for 2020, you have 2 papers for 2021, and you have 2 papers for 2022. So this is what I was saying, recent papers. You need to prioritize these 5 papers first before you say, okay, I'll go to 2019 and I go to 2018, but I would prefer that you're not going beyond 2018. So the maximum backward you're going is 18 September in the 30 days you have, and just polishing these past papers, doing them to the best of your abilities, and you're very well set for the 5th of December. Now, after you complete the past exam library, you go down, you have practice exams, valid from September 22 onwards. So ACC have given you practice exams. You click on this and you have 3 practice exams here. 2 practice exams, sorry, and 1 specimen exam. So 5 papers and 3 practice exams makes a list of 8. You have to do them first before you even think about going into 2019 and 18. But after completing this 8, judge yourself. If you have a good confidence level, you know I know things very well, you know I can do it on the 5th of December, no need to go to any other past paper. These are your priorities. So 5 papers by ACCA, which are under the bracket of past exam library, and 3 papers under practice exam. By the mid of November, ACCA will be uploading the mock exam for December under the practice exam. So under the practice exam, you will see the mock exam for December, and tentatively it should be there by the 15th of November. And ACCA would be emailing students as well that the mock exam has been uploaded on the practice platform. You have to do that mock exam, and I would prefer you do the mock exam not before the 1st of December. Complete everything, complete the practice exams, complete the past exam library, watch my webinars, watch everything recommended, and then on the 1st or 2nd of December, sit back with everything under control, take the mock paper on the practice platform, do it excellently, and that's where you will get the right confidence ahead of your exam on the 5th of December. So mock exam will be there, but it will fall under the practice exams. So be careful that you know the mock exam has been uploaded, and I will also be informing you once it gets uploaded. So this is where we were looking at the question, how much to practice. So I've given you the definition of how much to practice. How to practice. Now, when you are practicing, you read the case and you understand the requirements and you understand the question. Now, sometime, even if you don't want to write the full answer, I would recommend you that if you're doing 8 past papers or 9 past papers, you should write full answers of 50% of them. So if you're doing 9, at least write 100% answers of 4 of them minimum, including the mock exam. But if you don't want to write answers for all, just when you are reading the requirement and you're reading the case study on the practice platform, just make a skeleton answer, just make a skeleton sketch. Okay, part A, and you write the heading for part A and you jot the points down. You write the sentences, under the part A. Then part B, you write the sentences, at least to get an idea that you know the points, at least to have an idea, okay, I'm getting the relevant number of points to make up my marks. Now, the points you're identifying, the points you're jotting, are they the relevant points? What you can do is, you can look at the examiner answer. And in the examiner answer, at the end of the examiner answer, you have a marking scheme. And in the marking scheme, the examiner has given you the points, which can be part of your answer. But again, that is not an exhaustive list. A lot of times the student takes tension that my answer are not reconciling with examiner points. Not to worry about, because that is not an exhaustive list. But the points given by the examiner in the marking scheme, for example, the examiner has given us 10 points, which are more than the marking scheme, because the examiner writes more than the marking scheme. That's a tutorial guidance. So you need to overcome that fear as well. Examiner answers are larger, broader, greater. They're tutorial guidance. You're not expected to write all that. You just need to look at the number of marks and you write the number of points. 6 marks, you're writing 6 points, for example. Examiner might write 10 for the sake of guidance. Now, you wrote 6 points and you reconcile the points of the examiner. And from the 6 points, you find 3 in the examiner answer. Wonderful. Even if 50% of your answer gets compatible with examiner points, means the thought process is going well. Less than 50, that's even fine. So nothing to worry about. But 40 to 50% of your answer points, not answer, sorry, points, reconcile with examiner points, you're going on the right track. Looking at the answer is a different story. Answer is the way you explain. Answer is the way you develop your perspective. Now, if I identify a point and you identify a point, and my and your point is the same. Now, when I explain my point and you explain your point, we will have a different perspective to that explanation. That can never match. But if I picked up a point first year audit and you picked up a point first year audit, good. But how you develop a first year audit and how I develop a first year audit will be different. So this is what I'm trying to say. So at times a student gets a lot of tension when they look at the examiner complete answer. First of all, it's lengthy. First of all, it's tutorial guidance. Moreover, it's a guided answer, lengthy answer, large answer, and it includes every possibilities from the case study, because examiner wants to educate you. Examiner is not saying this is the answer you write, so I'll pass you. No, if that would have been the condition, the passing rate for AAA would be 0%. So not reconciling yourself with the examiner answer, reconciling your points with the examiner points in the marking scheme. That is crucial. So when you're practicing, try to practice the full answers, write the full answers for 50% of the questions you are doing, but for the remaining 50%, you can just jot down the points and see how much points are you getting. Are you meeting the marking scheme of the examiner? And how many of your points get reconciled with the examiner points? That's how you can gain confidence ahead of your exams coming on the 5th of December. So is there any right technique through which you practice? I've just guided you in that. 50% full answers, remaining 50% jot the points. If it is a 6 marks question, for example, you got 6 points, that's good enough. Reconcile your 6 points with examiner points, see how many of them are matching. 50%, around 50%, you're on the right track. Which past paper should I be practicing? I've just mentioned that on the practice platform, that prioritize the papers on the practice platform. If you're done with them and you want to do more, then you go to 2019 and 18. But with the 5 exam papers available on the practice platform, 3 practice exams, that's 8, 1 mock exam, 9, I think that's more than sufficient. Attempting the mock, this is a must, right? So please ensure you take a time out to attempt the mock, and I've already given you the time after the 1st of December. You will be doing that, completing everything you do mock. So that's extremely important. Now, one more important thing, if you don't know that, you go to the practice platform and you attempt a question on practice platform. You can see here, there's an option home, there is an option mark. Once you complete an exam on the practice platform and you end the exam, whichever exam you're attempting, you end the exam and you come back to the home screen, go to the option of mark. In the mark option, you can self-mark yourself. And in the self-marking area, you can get the answers of the examiner. A lot of times students says, we are not getting the answers of the examiner. The examiner answers are in the mark area. When you self-mark your script, automatically the examiner answer will be displayed. So if you want to check your points with the examiner points, you can check that in the mark area on the practice platform, if anyone has no idea of that. So this is extremely important, right? Practice holds the key. And if you want to be successful on the 5th of December, the amount of time you will be investing here is crucial. So the amount of time you're investing on the practice platform, attempting the past papers, attempting the mock exams, attempting the practice exams, the way I've just guided you would hold the key. So when you're devising a strategy, ensure this is a major part of the time you will be investing from now till the 5th of December. Okay, examiner report. Yes, that's extremely important. Examiner report is a mind opener, and a deep investigation of the examiner report is an essential mind opener, providing you with the do's and don'ts ahead of your actual exams. I'll just be putting that in focus. And in my December 22 webinar, which is coming up, I will be doing a complete insight analysis of the September 22 examiner report. So that would add value to all of you. Examiner do give suggestions and encouraging feedback of things students should do. So if you read the examiner report, examiner would give you so encouraging feedbacks and suggestions that this is what you can do, this is what you can do, and you can learn from them. Rather than learning from the examiner answer, learn from examiner reports, because they have so valuable suggestions which can go into your answer, which will increase your prospects of surpassing 50. A careful investigation of at least 3 examiner reports would be good. And I've given you the hyperlink where you can find the examiner reports, and I'll be doing one of them in my upcoming webinar. You can see the examiner reports right here on the webpage, examiner reports for AAA, and look at the September 22. This is essential because it includes examiner feedback on professional marks as well, not just technical marks. But after you complete the September 22, you can go to the March, June 22. You can get a lot of examiner comments on technical marks, and September, December 21. So 3 of them, September 22, March, June 22, and September, December 21. I'll be covering in depth the September 22 in my upcoming webinar, and I hope that would act as a mind opener for all of you. But try to read it yourself. Keep a pen and paper with you try to underline the key elements of the examiner report and try to then implement them, try to embed them in your answer. If you're learning something from the examiner report, it should reflect in your answer. If it is not reflecting in your answer, that is a problem. So a careful investigation of the examiner report. You should keep time for reading 3 examiner reports as part of your last 30 days. 1 examiner report a day is fine. So in 10 days, read 1. In another 10 days, read 1. And in the last 10 days, read 1 would be good. Professional marks, we know that's the big addition since September 22 exams. December 22 would be the second exam sitting with professional marks, 20 of them. ACCA itself has published valuable resources on professional marks, and you can see the hyperlink on your screen right here, which you can follow. My own resources are at this hyperlink, and then the examiner report, which I just shown you for September 22 itself has an encouraging feedback on professional marks. You can read the professional marks feedback, what exactly the student did, good and bad, in terms of professional marks in the very first exam sitting. Take a look at examiner report, and I'll be utilizing that in my upcoming webinar, giving you guidance about the professional mark feedback by the examining team, because that was the first exam sitting, so it's very worthy to read it. Now you can go to these links. I can just show you that on the screen. These are the links by ACCA, Professional Skill for AAA Paper. You can just write on the Google professional marks in AAA paper, and you can get this link easily. And see, this is where ACCA has given all guidance the student should know about professional marks. They've given you videos about communication, analysis and evaluation, skepticism, and commercial acumen. These are the videos. You can just click on the videos and watch them to gain confidence about how to apply these skills in your answer in the AAA paper. They've also given you the marking scheme of the professional marks. You can follow them right here. And on my YouTube channel, you can go back to the home page of my YouTube channel. And on the home page, you can find 20 professional marks in the AAA paper, which is the second thing on my homepage. 20 professional marks in AAA paper. I have covered 5 videos on that. So you can watch these 5 videos and the ACCA videos, and even my September 22 webinar I did. And the September 22 webinar will really be beneficial for all of you, because I have incorporated the guidance on 20 professional marks even in my September 22 webinar. You can see the digital library of webinars to success right here. And you can see the very first thing coming in that digital library is the September 22 webinars. So lots of guidance available on YouTube. You need to include my YouTube channel as part of your 30 days resources to study effectively the AAA paper. So professional marks guidance is there. I'll be covering more in my December 22 webinar. There is already a September 22 webinar. Examiner report is out there. My tutor resources are there on YouTube, and ACCA resources are there. So you have to keep a time of like 7 to 8 days to practice around the professional marks. So the last 7 to 8 days, or the last 10 days primarily from the 25th of December onwards, your focus has to be on professional marks more. The December 22 webinar would be coming soon by the mid of November. That's the plan. It could be plus minus 1 days, and that would really be beneficial for all of you. I'll be focusing on the key updates and changes. I will be focusing on the new examiner articles. I will be focusing on professional marks, reinforcing them again. Recent September 22 exam sitting would come in discussion. What came in September 22 exam? And I'll be going around the September 22 exam past paper on the practice platform, and we'll be looking at the other aspects of the September 22 exam sitting once I start looking into my December 22 webinar. So these are the key things you should be focusing on from the December 22 webinar. Now, finally, you can follow me on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Kashif Kamran. You can follow me on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/DL Digital Learning by KK. You can follow me on my Instagram, which is instagram.com/kashif.kamran. You can follow me on my LinkedIn, which is linkedin.com/in/kashif-kamran. These are the study groups you can join, WhatsApp group. So if you want to keep yourself updated with my supports, my tips, my techniques, because in the last 30 days, I keep posting so much about AAA. So you can benefit from that all across the social media here. So what is the final conclusion? The final conclusion is that you have to make your study strategy around this pie chart, which is 7, controlling key areas, the new articles and the current issues, recent webinar or webinars. I've just shown you my YouTube channel, practice and the mock exam. I've given you clear guidance on that. Examiner reports, how many of them? 3 of them. Professional marks, where to get a proper guidance on professional marks. I've shown you links and supports and the upcoming December 22 webinar. So this is the right strategy, but again, you need to devise it under the constraints of your limitations. So look at where you fit into this doing job, full-time student, taking one paper, taking multiple paper, first attempt, repeating, obstacles, challenges, everything, and then try to devise a strategy which goes around these 7 crucial areas here. So please do keep following my YouTube channel, because that's where the webinar will be uploaded, and other social media platforms, and just devise a good strategy. 30 days, and I wish you all success. Implement a good study strategy and try to focus on what I have just guided you, so that you can fit a good timetable for next 30 days, which can bring excellence to you on the 5th of December. Even if you're repeating, you need the right strategy. Even if you're going for the first attempt, you need the right strategy. So this is Kashif Kamran. I wish you all success, and I'll see you back with my December 22 webinar. Take care, goodbye, and Allah Hafiz.